Excited at all.
Oh my gosh.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome into the
Elimination Lounge.
Losers Lounge. Oh man, tough night all around for the Denver Nuggets. They fall 123-120 to the Dallas Mavs. We are presented here by Bet365. Never ordinary. Use the code DNVR365 when you sign up and download the Bet365 app. Deposit $10, place a bet up to $5, get $150 in bonus bets, and a code to get the first 2 months of Altitude Plus, courtesy of Bet365. Coming to you live from the Toyota Lounge by your Front Range Toyota stores, part of the official vehicle DNVR. I'm Harrison Wynn, that's Brendan Vogt.
And if you close your eyes, you'll see the imprint of a big yellow rectangle and Najee Marshall hitting another floater.
Oh, I don't want to see that.
I'll keep your eyes open.
I don't want to see that. That's Eric Weedham over there.
You know, the way it actually works is if you stare at it long enough and then you close your eyes, you see a reverse purple court.
Oh,
that's right. Yeah.
That was bad. That was a bad court.
Superstar Dev, help me out.
I can't help you. That was not fun. Nothing about that was fun.
Well,
and the worst part about it is everything. I really do think that was one that makes you mad. That was a sickening loss.
The worst part about it is everything. That might be a good headline for this show, actually. But we got a lot to break down, of course, because Nikola Jokic returned tonight after the birth of his baby boy, and he produced. He had another triple-double.
He produced a child, a triple-double.
But the Nuggets kind of choked this game way down the stretch, and we'll talk about it. Let's get to our fast recap, though.
Can you make it fast?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nuggets down early, 20-9, and Dallas was leading by 2 points at the end of the first quarter. Is this going fast enough for you?
Yeah, a little quicker.
Bench got manhandled at the start of the second quarter. This was a bad Dario Saric game. And that kind of bled over into the starters' minutes. Bad defense, bad turnovers in the second. All of a sudden, Nuggets down 19. At the half, they're down 20, 73-53. Bad start to the third quarter, but a change in energy. Nuggets started defending. That led to easy offense. It was a 27-6 run for the Nuggets. They go from down 20 to down 4 late in the third. In the fourth, Nuggets were down 106-100 when Jokic checked back in with 7 minutes left. No Christian Brown at this point because Russell Westbrook was red hot from 3. Mavs came back. They tied it up at 113. This was a big play, I thought, and one from P.J. Washington where Jamal Murray got beat down the floor and then committed the foul. Jokic missed a couple shots, got blocked by Gafford, a 9-0 Mavs run. Nuggets just couldn't get a lot of shots to go down the stretch. Offense was not easy for them down the stretch. Nuggets were down 119-115 with 13 seconds left. Russell Westbrook at the line. He misses both free throws. Looked like Jokic told him to miss the second. Jokic gets the offensive rebound, finds Jamal, who hits a 3. Jokic gets a triple-double at that point. 5 straight triple-doubles for him. Mavs made their free throws down the stretch, and it was a 3-point game for the Nuggets. Last play, 4 seconds left, 3 seconds left. They don't have the timeout. Peyton Watson tries to find Nikola Jokic. Hail Mary pass.
That is a generous description of what Peyton Watson did.
Hail Mary pass?
Kind of. With like 4 guys open underneath and 3 seconds left. Look,
that's kind of the definition of a Hail Mary.
Like I'm not
into heavily covered territory.
Right. But like when the coach called it underneath hook and ladder, you know, and you're just like, Leroy Jenkins. Look, I don't think they would have hit that shot either way, but that was certainly a choice from Peyton Watson.
After all that, the Nuggets lose 123-120 to the Dallas Mavericks. Tough loss in a game that it definitely felt like down the stretch, you know, the Nuggets should have absolutely won, but they take the L on Jokic's return. With that, let's get to our Red Hawk Roofing big takeaways.
Whoa!
Superstar Dev, what's your Red Hawk Roofing big takeaway?
My big takeaway in this one is this was a game that you truly can blame on specific people.
Yeah.
And I'm not, really into the blaming, like straight up blaming. But this one was on Michael Malone. This one was on Jamal Murray.
Yeah.
It was pretty obvious that they lost the game for the Nuggets, and I think that this was an infuriating loss because you truly do feel like they had everything in the makings to win that game, and they just truly had a choke job from them too.
Yeah.
So I'm a bit shocked. I'm shocked about that one.
Yeah, it definitely felt like the Nuggets choked down the stretch. I want to talk more about, Michael Malone's decisions in the fourth there. Maybe I'll talk about that in my big takeaway. And also Jamal Murray's game, but we'll get to that. It's a good takeaway for sure. D-line?
Yeah, I mean, it was a game where the Nuggets showed a lot of resolve. They came back. They actually took the lead. They were down by 24. They were inexplicably down by 24 early. They were rusty coming back. They didn't start running until midway through the second, maybe into the third. They didn't.
It was probably the third.
They really just weren't doing they keep going back and forth between these truths that they but Jokic comes back, they kind of forget what they're doing. But it was a sloppy game, a very sloppy game. They pulled it together when they needed to, and then they fell apart when they really needed to pull it together. But the silver lining, they responded, but they really got themselves in a deep dark hole with some sloppy, sluggish early play.
It was so surprising because, the Mavs were playing okay. Part of this game was that Mavs got big contributions from guys like Najee Marshall, 26 points. Spencer Dinwiddie, 10 points off the bench. They shot it well, but it felt like the Nuggets should have been in command of this game the whole time.
Of course they should have.
Yeah, it was all the first 3 quarters of it to me, 2.5, it was just all effort. Effort. And the second they turned their effort on, unsurprisingly, they came back. Classic Nugs. What does seem to be missing this time around thus far is in the past they'd have those comebacks and then they would have one of the best clutch offenses in the league. We're a year plus into them not having a very good clutch offense at times. And part of it is because the 2-man game feels non-existent.
Yep.
But we'll talk more about that, I'm sure.
Is that your Red Hawk Roofing big takeaway?
No, my Red Hawk Roofing big takeaway is definitely that the wrong starter was benched. It shouldn't have been Christian Brown. And whether it was Russ on the bench to close or Jamal Murray being close, I'll say this. Jamal got scored on in every bucket down the stretch, every single one. Ironically, I thought he had a better effort defensively for 3 quarters tonight. Played really hard.
He had some big defensive plays to block on Gafford.
And played hard,
he had
but
several blocks.
in crunch times.
Not in the last couple
In the
minutes,
last
no.
few minutes, he got dusted. And, he shot, what did he shoot tonight, guys? Was it under 30%? He shot 25%. So I understand these players are different. I understand the path is different. I'm not trying to annoy anyone when I say this. Michael Porter Jr. would have been benched if he played that game. He would have been benched. Now, I know Jamal Murray is their point guard, and they need him. But, I if you like the way Russ was playing and you like the way Christian was playing, maybe that was a game to send a message can be so strong. You're not benching him for the rest of time, but you just go, hey, man, it wasn't good enough tonight. It wasn't. And I thought the wrong guy was benched. So I think that's why they lost the game. In part, it's the big takeaways are always, it's never just one factor, but that's certainly where my head went right after the loss.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat with my Red Hawk Roofing big takeaway. We were watching the game all up here together, and we all had the same thought. Where is Christian Brown?
Yeah.
How is he not on the floor? What is happening? Because, guys, correct me if I'm wrong, Christian Brown's been the Nuggets' second best player this year.
Easily.
I think that's been pretty clear.
Yes.
In my opinion, he's also the Nuggets' best defender. Peyton Watson's been very good. Aaron Gordon's been hurt. I think right now Christian Brown is clearly the Nuggets' best defender. He had his ups and downs defensively tonight, I thought. But, in the end, Kyrie Irving only scored 19 points on 7 of 19 shooting. You take that any day of the week. And it was just kind of mind-blowing to watch the end of that fourth quarter in crunch time and not see Christian Brown out there, especially after the game he had in 29 minutes tonight. He can't even get to 30 minutes. 17 points. He shot 2 of 3 from 3, 6 of 9 from the floor, a couple great finishes. And, Russell Westbrook was out there to close this game. Peyton Watson was out there, and so was Jamal Murray. I'm not sure who Christian Brown should have been out there for, although I would have been fine if it was for Westbrook.
Definitely.
But he should have been out there for defense and even for offense. I mean, Westbrook got a couple layups blocked late in this game. That hurt for sure. And you also missed Christian Brown's defense. I mean, Jamal got blown by Najee Marshall on a big play late in the fourth as well. Just unacceptable defense. My question is, though, is Jamal bad enough to where you can talk yourself into benching him?
I thought you were about to ask the forbidden question.
Oh, no. Is Jamal bad enough right now? Because he was bad in this game. Can't get by anybody, can't really get off a clean shot, kind of a disaster on offense. Is he bad enough right now that the Nuggets should consider benching him or just not having him on the floor late in games? Because, I mean, usually him and Jokic are always going to be out there. That's a lot to happen. But are we at the point where, you think about not having him out there to close a game, like tonight? Especially when you're up.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a little reactive in the moment. I mean, he scored 30 points last game. He didn't play well this game at all. If he plays like this repeatedly, I mean, it's always the frustration with Jamal is that you don't know what you're going to get. He really was not good when we needed him to be. He really did get blown by. He hit that massive three. It's just tonight clearly not good enough. But I mean, no, you don't consider benching Jamal.
Yeah, maybe it is a little reactionary, but that's the question I'm sure a lot of people are thinking right now.
Yeah, definitely.
If it was football, quarterbacks get benched when they're not playing well. It doesn't matter how much money they make. And also, if the team is playing well when they're not on the court or just not playing, then yes. I mean, when he was out, Russell Westbrook was starting. They were winning games. They were playing a specific way that they were, accustomed to, and that's when they looked their best. Right now, he is saying he's healthy. He does not look healthy, and his play today is a big reason of why they lost that game. Other teams are also game planning for him, and we saw that in this game where there is no spacing. There is no, knocking down shots. They send that double team swarm at him specifically, and it kind of just takes him out of the game. So Malone is trying to adjust on the fly to that. But he's not playing well. And that was a game that I felt like if he was not playing in the second half, they would have won the game.
And it's also, I don't think you need to make the decision man, we're going away from Jamal Murray. But tonight was unfortunately, a good opportunity to just go, hey man, this isn't good enough. And I can count up to 5 other guys that at least right now in this moment are playing hard enough and well enough, and you weren't one of them. And again, they need Jamal Murray, right? We've said this, it's exhausting. So I'm not saying you bench him and you never go back to him or anything like that, but yeah, he makes a lot of money. So does Mike. And I know that Mike is technically overpaid, definitely, but Mike has been benched in those scenarios. I know that Murray is the point guard, but man, sometimes it's almost worse when the point guard has it going like that. This isn't piling on. This is calling it what it is. It's been a rough stretch from Jamal, and he gets that one good game in the last performance, decent game you're hoping he can build, and he comes out and he does this. He does not need a 50-piece. He does not need a signature moment. He does not need 6 threes. He needs a month. He needs a month of good basketball, and tonight he just wasn't good enough. The semantics of whether that's why they lost, because everyone was bad in the first half that wasn't Jokic. We'll get to that. Pick a bunch of reasons. But the Murray points are still valid, and I just think tonight, of all nights, it's really a night to keep it real and say that as clearly as we can.
And maybe it shouldn't have been Murray. Maybe it should have been Westbrook. I would have even been okay if it was Watson not on the floor. I mean, their 4-man is PJ Washington. Christian Brown could guard him as well. So it could have been a number of guys that he was in for, but he wasn't, and that's just what we were all thinking up here during the later portions of this game. Let's hit our first break, and we'll get to more on the other side, why the Nuggets found themselves in a 20-point hole, and what Nikola Jokic did, and how easily he did it in his first game back.
Toyota. Oh, are you doing this one?
Shout out to Red Hawk Roofing.
I got
Red Hawk Roofing.
Got it wrong anyway.
They are the best roofers around. If you have any roofing needs, Red Hawk Roofing are your guys. Home, business, whatever it might be. Red Hawk Roofing, they're the best roofers around. They know everything about roofing because they use quality materials, decades of experience. They have the quickest response time, and they are Colorado's best estimators and contractors. Here's what they'll give you: a free no-obligation roof and property inspection, a free in-depth photo report for all inspections. Supporting your local teams means also supporting local businesses like Red Hawk Roofing. I also believe Red Hawk Roofing will be in the bar very soon for a watch party.
Oh, you don't mean just like they beelined it straight to the bar after this game?
I don't know if they're coming
Or
tonight. Maybe
just
they
to
are.
a
I don't
bar?
know. I haven't seen them tonight. But I think they will be in the house very soon for a watch party. Very excited for that. Big time Nuggets, Avs, Broncos fans. They listen to the show. They support us. So support these guys. RedHawkRoofing.com, 720-771-8921.
Bet365, where it's never ordinary, and they have an extraordinary deal for you right now. You've heard of Altitude Plus. You may be confused. How do I get it? Is it worth it? This pricing, what's TV anymore? Well, we've simplified it for you. Go onto your gambling app, Bet365, and if you bet $5, you get $150 in bonus bets, and 2 months of Altitude Plus on Bet365. That is a great deal. Bet365, the pioneers of live betting. They've got tons of early payout offers, related offers. They do custom bet boosts. You'll see custom DNVR bet boosts up there throughout the year, not just for the Nuggets, but for all the sports we cover. Download the app and use code DNVR365 when you sign up. One more time, as an official partner of the Denver Nuggets and the Colorado Avalanche, Bet365 is giving new customers $150 in bonus bets when you bet $5 and 2 months of Altitude Plus. Sign up now. Use code DNVR365, deposit 10, place a bet of 5 to get $150 in bonus bets. And again, 2 months of Altitude Plus courtesy of Bet365. You have to be 21 or older, physically located in Colorado. Please gamble responsibly. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER.
All right, and we're back here. The Losers Lounge, the DNVR Nuggets Podcast. We are presented by Bet365, Never Ordinary. Live from the Toyota Lounge.
Live, baby.
So live.
Live,
We
but
could
dead.
not be more live.
But
we
we're
could not be
dead,
more
yeah.
live. Look, before we move on,
Please.
can we just spend a little bit more time on Jamal?
Sure.
Because I really do think that we should talk about why it was so bad.
Okay.
It was the defense.
Yeah.
It was the
It was
defense,
a lot of
especially
the
down the
defense.
stretch. The fourth quarter, I mean, the decision making on offense is bad, but the decision making on defense is bad as well. That and one, the Mavs went at him every single time. Like they kept on putting him in actions where he's on the bigger guys, and they're just attacking him. And it was different ways, as well as the pick and roll that we have been accustomed to.
Yeah.
That we know it can be so well. It's not working anymore. He looks so bad at creating separation to where he didn't get a single basket in the paint today.
That's true.
All of his baskets came. He went four of whatever.
4 of 16.
All of them from the 3-point line.
4 of 11 from 3, 4 of 16 from the field.
Not even a floater, not a dunk, not a transition basket, nothing else but jump shots. That's why I feel like he was so bad. It was just not.
Yeah.
I mean, I do think that he created. He got some offense flowing as far as assists. But I mean, there was turnovers, and he can't create any separation, which makes him very difficult to have out there.
Yeah, I mean, it's... How many times have we seen this year where he gets the switch and he tries to turn the corner and, he kind of gets blocked off and he stumbles on his back heels, kind of throws his hands in the air and just gets off the ball. And he used to just turn the corner there. He did shoot 36% from 3 tonight. As Dev pointed out, all 4 of his makes were from 3. I almost feel like offensively right now, that's the way to make his life easier.
Because he can't get off a good look from 2.
He can't get off a good look from 2. And so maybe he just needs, if you're open. And I even thought getting 11 threes up, there were still a few tonight down the stretch where I just thought, you got to shoot that right there. You're not going to get a better look if you pound the rock. You're just probably not.
I mean, Jamal on the season has shot 50% or better 1, 2, 3 times.
Well, he was shooting 41% coming into the night. He shot
3 games. He shot 50% or better. 3 games.
Yeah.
Yeah, 41% coming into tonight, to your point, Harrison, and 25% from the floor tonight. So it's... I mean, it's just not good, man.
He
It's
did
just not
have
good.
11 assists, 3 turnovers, so good passing game, I guess. But yeah, again, just not good enough. And they didn't need him to be that much better,
Yeah.
because this was a game they definitely should have won. But a rough performance from him, no doubt. It also looked like he hurt his ankle a little bit late in the fourth as well, but stayed in the game. Nikola Jokic returned tonight. Monster game. His 5th straight triple-double. This one he did not get in the third quarter. He
I
was
know,
2 assists
failure,
away,
dude.
I believe.
Maybe this
Absolute
is the guy they
failure.
should bench.
Yeah.
Yeah.
33 points, 17 rebounds, 10 assists. He was frustrated at times tonight with the officiating, and I think for good reason. He got absolutely hammered, and then late in the game, he got pissed because the ref told him he flopped on the play where Gafford, or it might have been Lively,
It's insane.
shoved him in the back. Dev, what did you think of Jokic's first game back from paternity leave?
I mean, welcome back. Welcome back. It was great to see Jokic truly dominant and just do whatever he wanted. He's knocking down threes. There was a point in the game where he just decided to turn on the switch and say, I'm just going to be more aggressive than you. I'm going to just try to score on you every single time. And I love when he's in that mode because now everything else opens around him where he is, such a great passer. But you have to send double teams, and he's still scoring through double teams. We got to see like the true dominant, like just all power type of Jokic in this one, and that's with like 11 days off. Like there is no rust for a guy like Jokic, and I mean I just love to see that.
What do you think of Jokic's game, Dealer?
I mean, what can be said about this guy? He just comes in, does not miss a beat. He had a couple like early. I mean, I'm looking at his shot chart here. Like he ended up 13 for 22, 5 for 7 from the free, 2 for 2 from 3. Like
And those were both early too.
It truly doesn't make sense how he only has 7 free throws.
7. Yeah, I mean, I think like the bigger story is it is wild the way that the NBA is being officiated this year. It is it is full on just warfare out there. Like
It's like
hand
prison
checking.
ball, but then there are times when you still feel the old style of officiating creeping back in.
But it's always at the most inconvenient, ridiculous time where
Yeah.
it's like you can either punch a guy and it's fine, or touch a guy and it's not.
I
And
think
you
it's prison ball
know.
for bigs right now, but the guards still kind of get guard treatment sometimes.
But I mean, like they're allowing.
Like if Jokic was a guard, he'd be shooting 20 free throws a game.
They're allowing a lot of. I mean, just everybody is getting straight up contact. It's good that it's obviously going both ways, but it's rough out there, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was pretty good. It's so weird how he's been so good for so long, and there's so much other stuff to talk about this team where you almost feel like, isn't it a waste of time to talk about the 33, 17, and 10 on nearly 60% from the
17
floor.
rebounds.
2 of 2 again from deep, by the way. I think really the Jokic, beyond just gushing over how good he is, often when we have answered or tried to answer the question, can Jokic get better? What does that look like?
Yeah.
We've kind of had to go to this sort of esoteric, hard to place kind of leadership stuff. But right now, he is shooting his 3 again. I mean, that's what's happened.
Oh,
He's
it's
shooting,
been an amazing development.
and not just shooting it again, but hitting it at an outrageous rate. And so if someone says, does Jokic look any better? The answer is yes. And it is because he can shoot again. And even tonight, low volume, but 2 of 2 again. This guy's incredible, running out of stuff to say, really. Running out of stuff to say.
Yeah, 13 of 22 from the floor. He shot 11 of 20 from 2-point range, 20 field goal attempts, and he only got to the line, 4 times? 7 free throw shots total. Or is that 3 times? Only 3 or 4 times. I think only 3 times because he had an and one. That's pretty incredible. Still a +4 in 39 minutes. He was definitely rested, but maybe, a tiny bit out of shape after not playing for a week and a half. 39 minutes, about on par with how many minutes he's been playing lately, and that was because the Nuggets bench cratered in the third quarter, or in the second quarter as well, and Dario Saric played 4 minutes and got benched for DeAndre Jordan in the second half. So yeah, nothing real great development-wise when it comes to the bench. Let's go to Michael Porter. 17 points for him tonight. 7 of 12 from the floor. 5 rebounds, 5 assists. The 5 assists, Dev. You didn't see that coming.
I did see that coming. I did see that coming. When Jokic is out there, really, Michael Porter Jr. Just plays free-flowing basketball right now. This game, I really am shocked about. Not shocked. Michael Porter Jr. played so poorly in the first quarter, first half.
He wasn't even. He wasn't even
he looked unplayable. He looked like he had no business being out there. They were just more physically dominant than him.
Yeah.
He was making those defensive lapses late in rotations. Second half, which is where Michael Porter Jr. typically just fades, he came alive.
Yeah.
And he was the hot man. And that's also what's frustrating is you're supposed to feed the hot man. He had 10, 11 in the quarter to get them back in this game. They fought back. This was a resilient, effort. I know that, we're talking about how this is a disappointing loss, but they fought back to get into this game,
Yes,
and it was
did.
on the
they did
heels
fight
of
back.
Michael Porter Jr. Just having a Porter quarter, if you will, knocking down shots, getting to his spots, grabbing rebounds that was out of his radius. I feel like this was a pretty good Michael Porter Jr. game, and I hope that the second half surge continues. What about you, Vogt?
It's just another one half great, one half bad to terrible.
He even had a Porter quarter.
Yeah.
And so it's a challenge to everyone involved, but Porter too, right? Just to be clear, everyone, whether you're on the side of they need to get Mike more shots or Mike needs to get himself more shots, the answer is probably somewhere in the middle. I think everyone's tired of seeing just the one half game. So if he's ever going to fully take over the sort of second option, just scoring part of it,
Yeah.
just because the bar is very low right now. So let's have that conversation. He's just got to do it in 2 halves. I love the way he's finally able to say, I need to be in a different mode right now. I need to get to the rim. My approach isn't working. But he was awesome in the second half. And I just wish it was 2 halves, man. I just wish it was 2 halves. And so they got to figure that out. He's got to figure it out. The point guard's got to figure it out. The staff's got to get it figured out. He should be a 20-plus per game point scorer, in my opinion. And it's because he's a one-half player right now. He was so bad in that first quarter, and he was tremendous in the third.
It wasn't only the third quarter, but you're talking about getting to that mode. Eric, are you shocked that he only took 3 3-pointers in the game?
Not really. He's been the last 3 or 4 games been really making a point of getting to the rim.
He has,
which he's been,
and he did have a great drive to the rim.
That's what
second half.
That's
tonight.
what got him going, and he recognized that. And there was a lot of that comes with the offense opening up, them pushing it after a make, pushing it after a miss, getting things open. Then Mike can be set up at the 3-point line, then somebody comes to charge to close him, and he goes right by. So there's a lot of stuff like that he can do as long as he's not predictable. The craziest thing about this game, just to say that they're resilient, I saw a tweet from Vic Lombardi earlier. I've not fact-checked this, but he said that the biggest deficit the Nuggets have ever come back from is 23 points, and they were down 24 points tonight.
So they should have
Second
set
half
a new
deficit
record
in
for
the second
biggest
half deficit.
Yeah, so they should have. Yeah,
Wow.
right. That's how bad that first half was. The Nuggets dug themselves such a ridiculous hole.
Yeah.
That we all. I felt like the whole time. I still feel like they're going to win this game. I can't actually be convinced that they lost that game.
No, wait. Oh, Najee Marshall just hit another
Dude,
floater,
Najee Marshall made the most insane shots over and over and over. It's just one of those nights where, there was a close up on his face at one point, and he was just looking up, he was out of his body.
There was a good Najee in the building.
Yeah, right. The first good Najee to lace him up at Ball Arena. No, Najee Marshall is definitely going to tell his kids about this game. This was
highlight tape.
This was the biggest game of his entire life.
Remember the night I defended Jamal Murray?
Yeah. Or remember the night that I just had Jamal Murray defending me, so that I was able to.
Yeah.
So
Another
stupid,
reason
man.
they lost, they had, I think, 11 turnovers in the first half. They only finished with 13.
11. Yes, dude. Jokic turned it over 3 times, immediately. Jamal was making. It was frustrating because it just
Strawther, 3
speaks
turnovers
to
in 17 minutes. He did not play well tonight.
sloppiness, but they were at least trying to make things happen. They just were not quite synced up on the same page.
Yeah. Well, let's hit another break. On the other side, we've got Adam Mara's live from Ball Arena. Also, somebody proposed in the Toyota Lounge tonight.
Wait, was it me?
I
No.
said, yeah,
Okay, good.
no, I said no, by the way. FYI.
Somebody proposed in the Toyota Lounge. We're actually going to play video of that
Yeah.
proposal after this.
We need some positivity in our lives, man. We can dwell on the negative all we
Where
want.
was I at?
Westera Credit Union was founded. Check the screen to make sure I got the right ad. Founded in 1934 here in Colorado. 9 locations in the Denver metro area, all about helping members financially prosper. Started by a group of school teachers, so they're all about education. As a member, you're going to see that come through in every interaction. It's all about the local community. With this group, again, founded in 1934 here in Colorado. Now, 9 locations in the Denver metro area. And they want to offer you a season's greenings from Ostera Credit Union this holiday season from November 13th. That started already to December 31st. They want to give your wallet a gift. New members who open up a smart money checking or money market select account will get $100 on January 2nd. Visit westeracu.com/become a member to learn more. Membership eligibility required, insured by NCUA. Restrictions and conditions apply.
All right, DNVR listeners, if you're on the hunt for the best fried chicken sandwiches,
Dude,
I am.
tenders, salads in Denver,
I've been on this.
Tell me more.
Used to be the hunter, but I'm the hunted when it comes to fried chicken sandwiches.
we're all the hunter for fried chicken. We are. Look no further than Bird Call. Bird Call, baby. Bird Call is all about all natural chicken. Goodness with a fully customizable menu.
Bro.
We're talking chef-crafted salads, award-winning tenders and nuggets, incredible tots and fries, creamy milkshakes. You name it, they've got it. They're also voted Denver's best chicken sandwich in the Westward Reader's Choice Awards.
Hell yeah.
We love them here locally, and for good reason. Bird Call is more than just a meal. It's an experience with high-quality ingredients and awesome services. Right now, they've got something new. Bird in the box.
Dude.
People are going crazy over it.
I went nuts for my bird in the box,
Here's
dude.
how it works. It's $9.95. You can build your own bird in the box with choices of 2 crispy sliders or 1 slider and 2 tenders, plus tots, fries, pickles, and one of their signature sauces. If you like it spicy, you can even upgrade to Nashville hot tenders. Bird Call, they were hatched in Denver. They have 8 restaurants across the Front Range with more opening soon. Go to Bird Call. Get your hands on a bird in a box. DNVR listeners can get 20% off Bird Call with promo code DNVR. Go to eatbirdcall.com. Grab this offer now through the end of the month. Offer valid on any order of $10 or more. 1 per guest per day, not valid on catering orders or through third-party delivery sites.
Dude, remember how the world shut down for a full year and we were all starved for any entertainment that we
Yeah.
could? So like Tiger King became a cultural phenomenon.
Yeah.
You remember Bird Box? That movie Bird Box? And
Oh,
everybody,
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Every single person you know watched Bird Box. And it's
Yeah,
pretending
I
that
do
was
remember that. Yeah,
It was so bad.
It was not
Is that
good.
the one where like
you couldn't
see?
You couldn't see.
or else you would die.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, she would like go out and then like the birds that were in the box, whatever. Anyway,
Yeah.
Bird Call has nothing to do with that, mercifully.
I think about it every time, too.
Well, a lot of Bird Call, bird in a box.
Sure.
Adam likes birds.
Oh, wow. What a segue, dude.
Bird Call has nothing to do with actual birds. It's just except the chicken.
Except for the
That's a
chicken.
bird.
That's a bird. Yep,
Yeah.
absolutely.
All right, back here on the DNVR Nuggets post-game Losers Lounge, presented by Bet365, live from the Toyota Lounge.
Let it out, everybody. Let it out.
It out.
Let it out. You're right. You know what? I was reminded of? Not just Bird Box, the cultural pinnacle of our time indoors, but a quote by the most famous of philosophers: "Winning is fun, and losing sucks." Dude.
I've heard that before.
Losing sucks. It erodes us as people. Our decency leaves.
Yeah.
But you got to get it out. Just
I don't
get it
really
out.
want to talk about this game anymore.
Me either, dude. Like, what are we talking? The Nuggets were really bad, then they were really good, then they were really bad.
Yeah. But somebody did propose in the Toyota Lounge tonight.
Hell yeah, dude. I'll say yes.
And our guy Liam has given us permission to play this on the show. So that's
Let's
exactly
go.
what we're going to do.
Let's go.
Shout out to Liam. I can't wait to see this. I haven't
Please
even
tell
seen
me.
it yet.
Please tell me this is a 30-minute long clip.
All right, big smiles. Okay, cool. I got a couple.
I think it was a good time to propose.
Understand?
Yeah. Will you marry me?
Can you put it on?
Yes, it goes on your left.
Shout out Liam.
Hey, listen, man. At least someone's getting a ring this season. You know what I mean?
I think that's the second proposal in the DNVR bar this year.
That's dope.
Really?
Wasn't
None
there?
was on the set. The other one was down.
The other one was downstairs. That was like a couple weeks ago. Did you
Yeah.
not see that?
It was like CU game or something like that.
Yeah.
Dude, who knew that we were going to open such a hub for romance?
Yeah, I don't know, man.
I really thought it was just a place to get drunk and watch the Nuggets, but
Yeah.
turns out it's a...
Some other numbers from this game. I know I said we were done, but I'm just going to rattle off some other stats here. Peyton Watson, who is just a lock for double-digit scoring now that he's playing minutes next to Nikola Jokic. 15, 5, and 3, along with 3 blocks in 40 minutes in this game. He hit a 3, 7 of 11 overall. Christian Brown, 17 and 5 in just 29 minutes. Russell Westbrook, we should probably spend a little bit of time on Russ here.
Can I say something about Peyton Watson?
Sure.
I thought he was incredible in this game, like truly incredible. He had some transition baskets. He was everywhere defensively where he's blocking things. There was a lot of momentum and energy he brought to the game. And also, I think that a big decision, because earlier in the show you said something like maybe Peyton should have been benched.
Yeah.
I don't think Peyton should have been benched at all. I think that this was the best option when you think about who can guard those shifty, small guards. In the first half, Kyrie Irving had like 17 points. He finished with 19 when they took Christian off of him, and Peyton Watson was the primary defender on him. 2 points in the second half, and there was a lot of double teams and things like that, but Peyton Watson was pretty good in this game, and he just looks great alongside Jokic and the other starters. And it's just great to see him just like continue to pick it up and keep it going. And you just said pencil in double-digit scoring. We were not saying that earlier in the year. We were not saying that last year. It was, how limited he is offensively, and he's now not limited offensively, and he's still making defensive plays. So I thought that was an incredible Peyton Watson game.
Yeah, I think those are great points. It was a really good Peyton Watson game.
Peyton Watson's the one guy that didn't look like he had any rust or ill effects from the different play style, the Jokic coming back. He just looked like he does every single game. He is the absolute definition of consistency. It's like this is what you want in not only a glue guy, but like just he brings it every night offensively. He brings it every night defensively. I had no expectation for Peyton Watson and Christian Brown rather to hit this level, to be this guy. I mean, I really just thought it was going to be, guy off the bench, has a good night, has a bad night,
Right.
It's wild.
He has been incredibly consistent.
Incredibly
in the starting lineup.
consistent. And that's always our frustration with, players for the Nuggets, that the Jamals, the MPJs at times. It's Jokic and Brown every single night. Like those are the guys that are going to get something done. Russell Westbrook might be the best or worst player on any given night. Julian Strawther might hit a 3. He might not hit the backboard on another. It's like it's only those two, and it's wild to be like, all right, like I expect that Aaron Gordon will be another guy that can maybe come in and give them consistency. That's going to help them down the stretch in games like this. Like that would have been nice if instead of Russell Westbrook or even Christian Brown, if it was Aaron Gordon.
Yeah. Last piece on Peyton. Earlier in the year, he was a guy that Malone was trying to find minutes for.
Yeah.
He led the game in minutes today.
That's wild.
That's
They
why-
want him on the floor.
deserved,
like
but
he
wild.
had to, and it was deserving. He had 3 blocks in this game, all chased down. He's leaving it all out there
he
because
is.
I feel like he's like dying on every single block. He gets to the
Peyton
highest.
Watson does somehow spend more minutes on the ground than anybody in the NBA.
He's leaving it
Other
all
than
out there.
Joel.
I love
He meets the ball
And
at the
Anthony
top
Davis,
of the
maybe.
rim, and he like is diving out there. He's leaving it all out there. But I mean, Malone is liking what he's seeing, and that's why he's earning more minutes, and he's keeping him out there the entire time.
Plus his shot is falling,
Yep.
Yeah.
which is crazy. Like I actually am back to the
He's
point
got
where
to shoot it, and he is.
at the very first part of the year, like when he was shooting, it was like, oh God, no. And that was generally rewarded with a miss. And now when he gets it, I'm like, yeah, but dude, put it up. Like,
Yeah.
let it fly. He's been hitting it like at a very high clip.
Yeah.
Yeah, up to nearly 37%, which I think, given expectations and all of that,
Oh,
And
take that any day of the
might
week.
as well.
And the
45.
start, like that he overcame.
Russ coming off the bench, because he's going to often shoot kind of like 40%ish, if not, like he's going to have those games, if not worse. And the plus minus is going to be really bad. And I just feel like I know what we're looking at. Russ has been good for this team. He just has. I think he brings plenty of what they need outside of just occasional shot luck. So like I don't think he'll hit his threes all the time. I love how hard he plays on defense, man. I love some of those just kind of winning plays he comes up with. In the limited expectations, minimum contract world that we're in, I think Russ has been good. I really do.
He's been generally good. He's been a positive.
He's been generally.
Absolutely so far.
His consistency is with effort and heart.
Right.
He brings both of those every night. Some nights he goes in and he will uncork like the most absurd layup attempt you've ever seen in your entire life, or he'll make some ridiculous.
And you just gotta know that's coming.
It's coming. It's definitely coming. Even on the best versions of his nights, you still get some nonsense, but it's been wild, man. The Russ experiment in Denver is really proving to be a good one.
But he was very good tonight. 16 points off the bench, 4 or 6 from 3. He was hot from 3. 4 assists, 2 steals, only 1 turnover. Except for a couple of plays down the stretch, I thought he was very good. And I mean, going back to our Red Hawk Roofing big takeaways, he was obviously on the floor because his offense was good tonight. Until a couple of those block layups down the stretch.
Yeah, he was damn good, and he might have been a bit too good in this game of how he started.
I know.
Maybe
where he started so well that Malone's like, I'm keeping this guy out there. And we've seen Malone do this with like a Reggie Jackson, where he like overplays him. Russell Westbrook is like lightning in a bottle. Like, you have to just catch it. Don't let it just keep going and see where it led. Like, he could have had that great stretch and then take him out, and he already made his impact.
Totally.
I feel like you put him in a bad situation there, and it put the Nuggets in a bad situation. But those threes warranted for having him, on the floor. His energy warranted for having him on the floor. He's finishing through contact. He had a couple of and ones where he gets into it like with the crowd. He lets the crowd hear it.
Yep.
They're embracing him and things like that. So I think that he was he had some defensive plays, a couple of help side strips that I feel like he was just super good. I just feel like he played a bit too long, and that's not his fault. They just have to learn Malone has to learn how to just put him in that like little bitty stretch and then get him out of there.
Yeah. The Nuggets, they got a quick turnaround here. I forgot this was a back-to-back.
I'm learning it for the first time right now.
The Denver
You're
Nuggets
just telling me
played
for the
the Los
first time?
Angeles Lakers in less than 24 hours tomorrow night in LA.
In LA.
8:30 p.m. start here
Wow,
in Denver.
we're going to find out just how undefeated LA nightlife is.
We got a lot on the line tomorrow, I feel like.
Bro,
Nuggets are 8-6. We need a win, and it's the Lakers.
oh my God.
It's too late for nightlife, though.
I'm just kidding. But I'm saying, like, if
They're the nightlife.
if
The
they
game
go-
is the nightlife.
If they fly into LA tonight and still get in trouble with nightlife, like, then LA nightlife truly undefeated.
Yeah.
Man, and we personally have a lot on the line. We've got a lot of who's your daddy stuff out there. We really can't drop this one.
A Lakers win can do so much. If your vibes need to be rejuvenated,
that is the story of the season.
just hit a Lakers game usually.
That's been the story of the season. It's either we are the best or the worst, and there's nothing in between.
Yeah.
Right now we're the worst. Whatever.
And
We
I'm pretty
fucking-
sure now with
we
this
suck.
loss, the Nuggets dropped to, or are they 1-2 in the NBA Cup now?
Yeah, they're eliminated.
So they're
eliminated. Oh no.
We got to
tough
see
scene.
that horrible court one time,
Yo.
and then now it's gone.
We haven't talked about this.
Now we play a meaningless NBA Cup game coming
We
up.
have not talked about this. That court was an abomination
Oh my God.
before
So
God himself,
bad, man.
not the gods of basketball. God. That was the worst thing. That was such a insult to the game of basketball. I cannot believe they did us like that. That was atrocious. What a terrible court.
I tried to defend the courts,
Right.
because I hadn't seen that one. When they panned to that court,
Yo.
follow the yellow brick road. It was horrible. It was horrible. I was shocked. Then they were putting words like you were
It said-
like trying to focus.
It said
on
Mile
the
High
words.
City, but you couldn't read it because First off, like
I thought my eyes were gone. I'm like, is there some? Does it say something on the court?
there
also?
is, dude. I guarantee it was not as bright in person. It's still the way that
I think it did look better in person
these
than on
televisions.
TV, yeah.
Oh my god, so bad.
Yeah. All right, we got to hit our final break here, and then we have Adam Mars live from Ball Arena. I think Michael Malone brought it tonight in the postgame presser. I don't think he was happy
Oh, you don't
Bring
think he was
the noise,
happy?
bring the
with how
fun.
this game ended. So let's hit a break, and we'll get to Adam.
Oh, I finally get to do that Toyota read I keep trying to do every single read. But that's only because Toyota's the official vehicle of DNVR. They've got trucks, you know about that. They've got tons of trucks. They've got iconic trucks. If you're hauling the weight of the world, if you're a trucker, which again, as D-Line keeps pointing out, not the appropriate use of that term. If you own a pickup truck, different thing. Or you want one,
More
you
of
should
a
go
car.
to Toyota. They've got tons of those. They offer 17 models with all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive, like the Epic 4Runner. Hard left turn, though, they also offer more low and zero emission vehicles combined than any other automaker. That's to give you, the customer, numerous choices to reduce your carbon footprint. Do yourself a favor. Visit your Front Range Toyota stores at a location near you. AutoNation Toyota Arapahoe in Centennial, Corwin Toyota in Boulder, Groove Toyota in Littleton, Mountain States Toyota in Denver, Stevenson Toyota East in Aurora, and Stevenson Toyota West in Lakewood. Toyota is a proud partner of the Denver Nuggets and the official vehicle of DNVR.
Also, shout out to Saturday Neon. Really hyped to have these guys back on the Nuggets show. Saturday Neon, local company started by two CU Buff alums. Shout out. They make officially licensed collegiate logo LED neon signs.
They're beautiful.
Perfect for your home, office, dorm room, fan cave, or bar. We actually have two Saturday Neon signs in the bar.
We have three.
We have three?
They made the custom one that is behind the bar with Nux on it. That says DNVR Bar.
So three in the bar. They're awesome. So hit these guys up if that's what you're looking for. DNVR, we use them to get our studio signs. They look great. It's the perfect gift for this upcoming holiday season. LEDs last up to 100,000 hours, so these signs don't die. You'll be enjoying your sign for years to come. Really easy to install using the provided hardware or with just command strips. Low voltage. And again, holiday season coming up. You know, some people are better gift givers than others.
Yes.
If you give somebody a Saturday Neon sign, the only person that might be disappointed is their wife.
I was going to say, if you are a wife or a significant other that has forced your significant other into a part of the house that's not even habitable, like a garage or an unfinished basement,
is true, yeah.
and that's their area to decorate as they see fit, get them some Saturday Neon for that bad boy.
Just do it.
It'll warm them up while they're hanging out in the garage chattering their teeth because they're not allowed to put any sports stuff in the house.
Yeah, it's a good way to get your significant other away from you.
Yes.
This is a great sell.
Yeah. Use the code DNVR for 10% off your order. SaturdayNeon.com, DNVR, 10% off your order. SaturdayNeon.com. All right, and we're back on the DNVR Nuggets Losers Lounge presented by Bet365. Never Ordinary, live from Ball Arena. I know Michael Malone spoke, Peyton Watson spoke, I think Nikola Jokic spoke with the media as well. What's up, Adam?
What's up, guys? Not that eventful media session, to be honest with you. Today, I didn't think. I think the team was pretty bummed about it, but in different directions, which is interesting. We're going to hop right into it. First of all, and Harrison, you know this. You're at the arena a lot. When Michael Malone's really pissed, he goes to the podium in seconds. I was late getting down there today. Like, I go straight down the hallway, straight down the elevator, and then to the door. Locked out, had to go around because he'd already started. And, yeah, everything was short tonight with him. You know, obviously he was asked about closing with Russell Westbrook over Christian Brown, or I know some people would put it over Jamal Murray. But closing with Russell Westbrook, he said, wasn't anything to it. He just had it going. He was making shots. Wasn't anything that CB didn't do. His big point, though, was that the Nuggets keep doing this, playing a bad first half of basketball and then making up for it in the second. And when you do that, the margin's really thin. He also said, and when I say, you know, players and coach kind of on a different page, at least in their, you know, how they viewed the game, he said he thought tonight everybody saw Superman was back and decided to take it easy out of the gate. Now, that was something that was refuted by Jokic and by Peyton Watson, but, you know, at least that's how Michael Malone perceived it. And then, you know, he did say on Jamal shooting tonight, especially not making anything inside the three-point line. He said he thought he hasn't shot as well as we all hoped coming into the year. And then he said, I'll have to watch the tape, but there might have been one or two plays where he could have swung it. You know, that was something that when we talked Yoke later, as we'll get to, kind of disagreed with that. But if we go on to Peyton Watson, first of all, Peyton Watson swapped jerseys with Kyrie Irving. Kyrie wrote him a note today. Peyton Watson's best friends with everybody in the league, it seems, but he got a jersey swap with Kyrie after the game. He said, this was the most interesting thing he said, though, is he has been playing in the clutch a lot this year. And he said, it's really important to me because I haven't played in the clutch since high school. I didn't do it in college. I didn't do it my redshirt year. Wasn't doing it, obviously, last year with the Nuggets. So these minutes, and he's had a lot of them this year, he doesn't take them for granted. He really appreciates them, and he's 100% focused every second he's on the court in the clutch. And he's shooting the ball well in the clutch, including tonight hitting that corner three. And then he said, he did reiterate Malone's stance, though, about the first half. He said, we keep doing this, and we have to play near perfect basketball in the second half. And we almost did that tonight. We were almost perfect, but that's the hole you dig. And then lastly, Jokic early to the podium. I mean, he's obviously had an eventful week. So he was quick today, pretty sort of shockingly quick. But he just said everything went wrong in the first half. He was asked what the problem was, and he said it was everything. There wasn't a single thing the team did well in the first half. And then he was asked about, if being out was the team, did that throw him out of rhythm? And he says, we played the exact same style of basketball for 6 years. I don't think, 2 weeks of being out is going to throw off our rhythm. But he did say that if he was critiquing the team, he says that there's just too many times when you don't know who or where you're supposed to be. You don't box out, don't know if you're supposed to run a guy off the line or close out shallow on him. And just general focus. He says there's too many times when the entire team is not paying attention to those things. I don't know if you guys caught this. I don't know if the broadcast caught it, but the free throw Westbrook missed at the end of the game, Jokic went up to him and told him, missed this one, I'll grab it.
Yeah, that's what it looked like, yeah.
Yeah, and he said there was nothing to it. He said, I asked Russ, do you want to miss this one? Russ said yes. And he said, okay, good. And then that was the extent of that conversation.
I think Nuggets should actually miss more free throws on purpose because Jokic is such a good rebounder.
Yeah, they tried to miss one on purpose. Jamal made it. Yeah.
Did you see the slow-mo replay of that? Because Lively, maybe I'll do a reenactment. He doesn't even box out. He just turns and grabs Yoke like that, like full-on bear hug grabs him. And Yoke still grabs the board, of course, and kicks it out for three.
No call.
No call. A couple interesting things here. First of all, he said, I thought Jamal played good. He shared the ball. He's taking good shots, so take that for what you will. Again, disagreeing with Michael Malone there. But the last one, he was asked about Christian Brown and Peyton Watson, and I thought his answer was somewhat interesting. He said, CB is playing really good, attacking downhill. He's aggressive. He goes by people in transition, and he collapses the defense. And he says Peyton is a little bit different because he has had so many different roles this year. Almost every game he has something different that's being asked. He's still trying to find himself. And I thought that was interesting because I thought Peyton Watson was awesome tonight. Yoke wasn't saying that he wasn't. He was speaking more broadly, but I just found that to be an interesting differentiation between those two.
Yeah, that is definitely interesting. But a silver lining may be more, like you were saying, more clutch minutes for Peyton Watson, and he's playing well in them. So I like that.
And then lastly, I'll just give my take on this. I thought Peyton Watson was phenomenal defensively tonight. I thought Michael Porter was horrible in the first half, but really good in the second half and made some big plays, came out with energy. I thought Jokic was Jokic, 33, 17, and 10. I thought Christian was incredible. I thought Russell Westbrook was really good. DeAndre Jordan gave him 5 good minutes. There's one guy that just wasn't good tonight, in my opinion, and it's really frustrating, the guy that wasn't. And in the clutch, you could dig your way out. You make big plays. Jamal Murray did some really good stuff, including defensively. But there were 3 plays in this game that stand out to me. Denver comes all the way back and grabs, I think, a 5-point lead. Maybe it was 4. He gets beat in the corner on a backdoor, and then he gives up a transition like layup and one that he was the deepest man when that
Najee Marshall. Yeah, that was the one.
Unbelievable play right there. And I just felt like the Nuggets had the game won as long as you didn't punt it away. And those 2 plays were punts. And then, of course, the last score, Najee Marshall right by him after 22 seconds of defense. Yeah. It was really frustrating, man. We bang on Jamal a lot, but tonight was one of those games where they had a win. You had to actively make it a loss, and I thought he in particular did that.
I think those are good points, Adam. Appreciate it, man. Great stuff from Ball Arena there.
See you guys tomorrow.
I mean, he is kind of right. Everybody played well enough in this game, except one guy, and that sucks.
You look at the season, man.
Yeah,
Christian looks better.
I know.
Peyton looks better.
I know.
Mike, I think, has even figured out some. I don't know if you want to say he looks better. I don't
He's
think
been
he looks
fine. He's
doesn't
been
look
fine.
worse. I don't think he
Good
looks
enough.
worse.
Good enough.
Jokic looks better.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a guy we're waiting for.
Yeah. Let's bring up the picture of Peyton Watson real quick at the podium, and then we'll go to Super Chats. This is the jersey he got from Kyrie Irving. One of his.
It looks like it's
friends
signed
in
by
the league.
God.
Yeah, long message here on the jersey.
And then it says God.
It does?
It
Oh,
says, keep growing and demanding greatness out of yourself. God is first.
God is
there we
first.
go. From Kyrie Irving to Peyton Watson. All right, let's get the Super Chats here, and we'll get out of here.
All right, Maddox, Najee Marshall, career high 26 points, 73% career high field goal percentage, 10% better than his second best game. Also, please stop saying Jamal is back. He is in the doghouse.
I'm not even going to bring up the back of me.
Oh,
I'm not even going to say
He's
the
not
word
back
back
tonight.
of me.
He's not back. He'll be back tomorrow. I promise you that.
Joe Clem 15 feels be more just sounded like a cool to. I'm sorry. Feels be more just sounded like a cool to 27. Am I? Mr. Exquisite Nugget. Just beat LA tomorrow. Then we'll feel better.
That's true.
It
that
is
might
true.
be your best Super Chat ever,
That's
Cedric.
the yeah.
Cedric,
That's
that is a great take, honest to goodness. B-Ball Gods want Malone to break the wins record against. I'm sorry, let me start over. This is from Chunk Dick Wells.
yeah. Finally,
He's
dude. Some
returned.
vibes in this El Ul.
B-Ball Gods want Malone to break wins record against LA. Dude.
That
All right,
is
let me
maybe
compose myself. The first half was
slightest
rough.
silver lining.
It got so bad, I built a model of Mount Everest during the first half. My son asked if it was to scale. And I said, no, it's just to look at.
Hell yeah, dude. Good stuff.
Chunk Dick
it's really
Wells Burner
I like
was
that. I like that he invented a son just to really make everyone understand that that's a dad joke.
Oh, man.
Without a son, that's not a dad joke. That's just a bad joke.
Is it to
It would have been a
scale?
dad joke. I
That's
already
so
knew that
good.
he had a son.
Tamir Tai. No, it's just for climbing. Tamir Tai here. Jamal Murray just ran out of gas. Shake my head. This is pathetic for a veteran player.
Yep.
Got scored on 5 times in the clutch, then laughs about accidentally making the free throw. The killer
caught that
instinct
fly, though.
is long gone.
Cut
Yeah,
the
he
fly.
did catch the
That was
fly.
the highlight.
I gotta say, I catch flies sometimes. It's doable. You
Live?
Just, yeah.
Oh.
And out of the air.
Overrated.
If I can do, that's what I'm saying. If I can do it. All right, Tom Stewart.
What was that movie where they shot the wings off the fly? Or
Are you just thinking about the Karate Kid? We had to
Wanted?
get it with the.
Wanted sounds right. That sounds like something that.
Oh,
happened
the
in
one where
Wanted.
there's like you bend the
Kurt
bullet.
the
Bullitt?
Kurt
Didn't he
Bullets.
like take the wings off flies? Or
No, but
something?
I don't remember, but I'm sure that that's
right.
happened.
You just
Yeah.
made that up.
Yeah. Anyway, Tom Stewart, that was a rough one.
Yep.
Want to know your guys' thoughts on Coach playing Westbrook over Brown down the stretch? I know Russ had a decent game, but I didn't feel like the right decision to me. Onwards and upwards.
No, we're-
Good for
well,
you. That was our entire Red Hawk Roofing takeaway.
He's on to something.
Yeah,
He is on
That
to
is a
something.
major talking point for sure.
Tamir Tahir, I agree with Russ closing over CB. If anyone should have been benched for CB, it's Jamal, but we all know Malone was never going to do that.
I think it probably just should have been Westbrook.
Yes.
Of course it should have been.
I know I talked about Jamal a lot in my Red Hawk Roofing takeaway. I think it probably just should have been Westbrook.
It absolutely should have
Yeah.
been.
And you also talk about building habits. Westbrook's not gonna. You would hope that Westbrook's not
Yeah.
gonna be in those situations.
You sure?
Oh, I don't want to go back to my season preview.
You want it
bold
to be your
prediction,
starting
but-
shooting guard.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree with you. And if it's for defensive, we've talked about it. Liz A 5280. Hate to be right, but Murray needs to be benched. Let Russ take over. If Murray is hurt, then sit down. Love for the game transcends generations, and only space for the great, not the mediocre.
Deep.
Yeah, that guy, there's like a gladiator
Thank you, man.
speech by the end there.
I know.
Wilson the Ghost. Brown's absent was 100% correlational to Mavs 9-0 run at the end. Jamal and Russ can't close together.
It was definitely tough down the stretch. Definitely.
Jay, who was at the bar again tonight, wore my Take That L on the way out shirt for Malone tonight to the bar. I was so ready for him to break the record, but I guess I just got to wait for the Lakers tomorrow.
You gotta wait,
Wash
Jay.
it because it probably smells and then wear it again tomorrow.
I can't believe he took that L on the way out of the DNVR bar. That stinks.
Yeah, no one wanted that. Is this RMX? Laying in bed, my fiance who assumes I'm mad at her, thinking about other women when I'm really just rolled over here heartbroken with Jamal. Step the fuck up.
Probably
and keep the
looking
bus
at a
warm.
Saturday neon sign.
Can't take it.
RMK.
Great super shot.
JVW, this is insane. You cannot bench Jamal in the clutch period. Hasn't Murray earned some credit after being a cornerstone in the last 6 years?
This isn't a show for any pro Jamal
Yeah,
stuff.
I mean,
It's
look, definitely. Like I said, I just raised the question, but it probably should have been Westbrook.
It's easy to say in hindsight also.
Yeah.
of course. I mean, of course.
I stand by it, but that's cool. Like everyone's allowed to disagree, and I like JVW has more to say. Biggest Jokic fan ever here, but he didn't challenge 2 key makes in the paint by Marshall and Washington at the end. Like arms not even up. That's not good.
He does that a lot.
He does that a lot. He's done that his entire career.
I mean, usually I feel like it's a stay out of foul trouble, but end of the game, he's got to do a
At
better
least
job
just show.
challenging that.
Yeah.
Everyone else shows.
That's when he's actually like very deterrent at the
He's
rim.
so smart, like high IQ, that he would probably be super good at that, like at baiting people at least. I wonder what that is.
I don't know.
Ulysses Ventura, Sharich, the softest big in the league?
Oh my
Question
god,
mark?
we
Maybe,
didn't talk
bro.
about Char. Dude,
He got absolutely bodied by
Dude.
Gafford.
the first.
Stuffed
Oh,
in a
that was
locker,
the.
bro.
Oh my
Just bullied
god,
at high school in the
that
hallways.
was the.
Well, I mean, this was clearly a DeAndre Jordan game, I think.
Oh, my
I have no
God.
idea why Sharich was...
Because he played well
That
last
was a
game.
thanks for playing hard and playing well in Jokic's
I
absence.
mean,
Let's give you it.
thanks. We're going to set you up to go against Gafford.
That's a good
That
point, Win.
3 minutes and 41
Some way to
seconds
think of
was brutal.
Brutal.
Dude, what Gafford did backing him down and dunking on him.
Oh, my
I honestly feel like that's what would happen if I guarded Daniel Gafford. Just the same thing.
Dude, that was like that transcended basketball. That was assault.
Yeah, dude, that was tough for our boy. All right, super dope hip hop. 19 of 29 free throws, but Nugg's now number 2 in free throw attempts per game. 24 to 29 last
Get that
5
pace
years.
up, get
yeah,
that
and they
pace
actually
up.
fell off. They were number 1 for
Get that
for a large
pace
stretch
up.
of the year. 5-5-5-5-5-ish. The real tragedy of the night is that we got no Zeke minutes.
Yeah.
We ran out of gas trying to make up the huge deficit. It's easy to pin the loss on one guy, but basketball is a team game, win or lose. This is always true. It's always true.
5-5-5-5-ish, always bringing great perspective to the Super
I know. That's what you need at the end of the night. You need to feel it all, baby.
It's sock era. Najee is 45 out of 61 on floaters this season. It's not about Najee Marshall here. Uncanny how good he is at that. No kidding, man. That's a great poll.
What a stat.
It's sock. Dude, because I would every time he takes a floater, you're like, that's not going in.
I know.
Until he.
I can't believe that they have Najee's advanced stats.
Yeah. Who has that on deck? That's a great point. But man, he hit them
This
all
might
tonight.
actually be Najee Marshall.
Once his 3 reverts back to normal, he'll be another mega steal for Dallas. That'd be awesome if it was Najee Marshall just hyping himself up. I honestly don't know. Christoph Shizabek. I'm really sorry. Honestly, I'm not. That I really did try. Some
You
of
should
the
just
Nuggets
said
are
that.
No,
good.
she's not back.
Again, early morning in Poland, but you've been doing this to me for 4 years
Yeah,
now.
sorry.
Best show on earth.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Milk that PLNS.
What?
Is that hang on?
It's the money. That's the money. Yeah.
Yeah, at the beginning.
That
you
is
see
a
the currency.
great clarification.
I was
Thank
like,
you,
milk
Christoph.
that
Thank you, man.
P-E-N-I-S.
Oh my God.
What the?
That would be if you really want to know how to get us to say out of pocket stuff, you just got to Trojan horse this into a great super chat.
Or you just pay for it.
Yeah,
And
that's what I
we'll
mean.
say-
You just-
we'll read literally
It's like
anything
5
that's up there.
compliments and then the most absurd thing you've ever heard in your life. CeeLo 290. Fun fact: Denver was 9-6 after 15 games their championship season. Loss sucked, but a lot of good takeaways. Win tomorrow, all will be good. Go Nugs.
I agree with that, man.
It's 100%
Win tomorrow
true.
against the Lakers. We'll probably forget about this game.
Sit in your dirty diapers, everyone.
Yeah.
Sit in them. Feel it.
Only until tomorrow. Then you can get out of them.
Hopefully, or we'll re-sully them.
Nuggets at the Lakers tomorrow. Guys, thanks to everybody watching, hanging out in
The real
Toyota
ones, the
chat.
sickos.
We really appreciate it. And we'll be live right here from the Toyota Lounge tomorrow. Talk to you guys then.
Let's go.
all silly like the mayor.